Right, I'm in Guidepost. And as you can see, there's a big cell tower up here. And this is the radiation. And it's right next to allotment. So many people come here and they get exposed to that. So that's tower number 1. Right, on to tower number 2. Cell tower number 2. There's one there. Just getting closer to the tower. Very high readings from this tower. It's one of the new style ones. Right. Now this is a public area and many people walk past this one every single day, and there's houses across here. It's a library, the chip shop, a bit of grass, no fence around this cell tower. And that's the reading. It's actually maxing out the meter. It's actually going to 6,000 millivolts. That's actually illegal. So guys, if you want to complain about this, that's the number. This is actually illegal. Illegal amount of radiation coming out. Absolutely shocking. And this, my friends, I'll show you exactly where it is. It's a path. People walk past here every day next to this monstrosity. See the radiation as I'm walking past this? .6,000 millivolts going through your body on a public footpath. Go past it again. Absolutely diabolical. Go. I think you should start lobbying the council if you live in the Guidepost. There's a park bench here. Park bench right next to a cell tower. What's the radiation? Sit down. This is a park bench and Guidepost next to a cell tower, and it's peaking at 3,000 millivolts. Right next to it was 6,000 on the path going past. Unacceptable. And as you've seen there before, There's readings from the other cell tower. This is the centre of Guidepost. This is absolutely disgusting. Poor people of Guidepost. What the hell is happening here? Anyway, I've turned my meter off, so I'm going to go to cell tower number 3 in a minute. Right, I've left cell tower number 2 and I'm across the road from it, and the readings are still very high. And there's a row of houses here. And there's tower number 1. You've just seen tower number 2. There's my husband. Absolutely shocking. Right, I'm at cell tower number 3. And Guidepost. And it's a very tall one. There's actually birds on the top of it. They're actually getting very confused and they get drawn to the tower. So I'm just going to show you the amount of radiation. Can't really see that because of the sun, but it's up to 300 millivolts and it's peaking at 1000. And there's a bus stop here on the opposite side of the road of the tower. So when you're waiting for the bus, you're getting irradiated from this tower across the road. I've just crossed the road and this is a public footpath. And there's no safety warnings here at all to tell you to stay away. It's absolutely huge. Very high radiation from this mast. And it's right next to a bus stop. And guess what the readings are next to the bus stop? So I'm actually in the bus stop here, and sometimes you'll be here for about half an hour if you miss a bus, what have you. And this is the amount of radiation that's hitting you right next to the bus stop. So I don't know about you, but I don't think this should be allowed, and I think people in Guidepost should be fighting the council and fighting the telecommunications industry for allowing this amount of radiation. It's absolutely diabolical. Right, as you've just seen, did a trip to Guidepost. I went to, there's 3 cell tower masts there, mobile phone masts, and you've just seen the amount of radiation, and me walking past the bus stop, taking readings inside the bus stop, as walking past the tower on a public footpath, and the amount of radiation there, and also the one at the centre of town, next to your laundrette, you know, next to the centre where the shop is, and obviously one next to the gardens where people come and do the gardening allotment, and the amount of radiation there, and the whole of Guidepost, especially the centre of Guidepost, is absolutely saturated in radiation, and it's absolutely horrendous. So I mean, before anybody comments, I would ask you to please read all the links inside of the description, and all the studies that tells you that this is actually very dangerous, and the problem is that the World Health Organization, you know, there's people in the World Health Organization who deals with this, and they're industry insiders. I don't know the full details, but the problem is with having people in the telecommunications industry working in the WHO, the World Health Organization. They set the standards, and the standards that they set are actually 20 years out of date, and they only deal with thermal effects, and there's thousands upon thousands of peer-reviewed studies that actually tell you about the effects that are non-thermal, and as you can see underneath in the descriptions, you'll be able to see for yourself the effects of non-ionizing radiation, and it's absolutely horrendous for health and well-being. It affects all aspects of your health, you know. But please do your own research. Look at non-industry funded research. It's got to be non-industry funded, because like the asbestos and the thalidomide and the cigarettes and stuff, it was all insider funded, industry funded, and they often pay for positive results, ignoring the detrimental effects. And it's just basically greed. It fuels this industry. And I got to chat to a few nice people after I finished recording, and showed them the meter and explained to them that this is actually illegal and it shouldn't be allowed. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print out some documents, just an A4 page, double-sided, with links for them to look at themselves, and I'm going to go to that area I went to, and I'm going to put these through the letterboxes of them people who live there, because they've got a right to know, because it's very toxic. In fact, one of the people I was chatting to said he was suffering sleep problems, and insomnia is one of the main one of the main effects of microwave radiation is insomnia, anxiety, depression, heart palpitations, heart arrhythmia, skin problems, skin rashes. ADHD is linked to it, so does autism, and this radiation is very dangerous for pregnant women, because obviously the baby inside of the tummy, there's no protection for the baby, so this radiation attacks the mitochondria, it attacks the DNA. It's actually absolutely devastating. And the problem is, it attacks the eggs in your child's uterus, and it attacks the sperm, and it attacks the whole aspect of life, really. And it also attacks the wildlife, it attacks the birds and the bees, because they can't navigate with this smog in the air. They can't see, and they get very confused. So there's more studies and then the description about the effect on animals and birds and what have you. So please educate yourself about this. And also what I would do is get in touch with the council, you know, print out the documents if you have to underneath and take it to the council, and get quite a few people on side, because you shouldn't be living in a town that's toxic. It's really not good for you. And also it reduces the house prices as well, because these are mobile phone towers. Nobody wants to live next to one. So yeah, do your research, and see you on the next one.